Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, October 18th, 2021. We are in the first day of the new trading week, and we are in the final hour of the current trading day. The final hour of each day of the market is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions, because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider them to be the smartest money on the street, and I consider the closing prices to be the most valid prices of the day, and that is why I make my buying and selling decisions based upon the closing price, because I do feel like it is the most valid price and gives you a long-term edge in your trading. So thank you all for coming today. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good trading day. Pretty strong market today. Actually, the Dow down 72 points, down 0.21, but the NASDAQ is up strongly, up 107 points, up 0.72%, and the S&P is up 10.81%, up about 0.25%. But yeah, thanks for coming. I hope that by investing your time here, it is helping you. It is helping you improve your trading and your investing. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I am going to manage them going forward. Did have a day trade on Apple today that I will share with you. After that, we're going to go over to the board. We're going to take a look at my students' current positions. I see lots and lots of big green over there, so that's good. That will be fun. We'll take a look and see where they bought them, why they bought the positions, and how they're doing. After that, we'll talk about trading psychology. Most important skill ever in trading is the ability to create a plan and then follow your plan without your emotions getting involved and messing things up. So I do like to talk a little bit about trader psychology every day, and hopefully it's helpful for you. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I do have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, confluence combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Second, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1, to make the asymmetrical math work. And the number 3, I need to have a complete trading plan. A complete trading plan for me includes the following: 1, position sizing based upon current market volatility. 2, knowing what my maximum allowed stop is. 3, knowing where my emergency stop is. 4, knowing where my end of day stop is. 5, knowing where my intraday profit targets are. 6, where significant overhead resistance levels are. And number 7, need to have a good trailing stop methodology in place. So as we get closer to the close of the podcast, I will go through each one of the candidates that I've identified, look at the multiple time frames, risk to reward ratios, and if something makes sense at the end of the day, I will go ahead and purchase it. After the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need clarification on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If you'd like me to take a look at any stock symbols today, I would be happy to do that. Just go ahead and put them in the live stream chat. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today that they would like me to update on the board, if you could please wait till the close of the market so that I'm done teaching, done trading, and the pressure's off. Okay, so I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. Michael Wilkinson is here, aka Leva. Good to see you, Mike. Looking forward to our lesson tonight at 6:30 my time. Paxton is here. Good to see you, Paxton. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Kamal is here. Hello, traders. Hello, Kamal. Good to see you, bud. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel and for your friendship. Appreciate you being here. Steve Burns, also another person I need to thank. Steve, thank you for being here every day. Really appreciate it. I know everyone appreciates it, and hope you and Holly and all the pups are having a good day. And Steve says, hello, traders, on a nice, bouncy market day. Yes, it is. Hey, there's Gary. Good to see you, Gary. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Gary says, hello, Greg and group. Hope you guys are well, Greg. Hope you're feeling better. Yes, I am definitely feeling better. Thank you. There is Frank. Good to see you, Frank. Always an honor to have you here, bud. Thank you so much for all the work that you put into the poems. I think they're great, and everything that you do for this channel. Mount Doji, hey, buddy, what is going on? Good to see you. Mount Doji says, hope everyone is doing well. Hope you were also doing well, Mount Doji. Mount Doji was one of my kind of first viewers way back in the day, so I appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. Tracy is here. Hello, Greg and all. Nice to see you, Tracy. Hope you're having a great day. Miko is here. Good afternoon, Greg and everyone. Hello, Miko. Nice to see you. Jonathan is here. Evening, Greg and group. Good to see you, Jonathan, all the way from Ireland. Hope you're having a nice evening. Tom is here with Happy Monday. Thank you, Tom. Same to you. Dan is here with my peace sign. Appreciate that, my friend. And let's get to it. All right, Facebook, Ava, Tom, Leva, and myself did buy Facebook with an under 30, over 30, rejection of the 200, rejection of the negative third ATR channel. Tom sold puts down to 260, expiring January 22nd. So as long as the price stays above 260 by January 22nd, Tom will take all the premium from selling these puts. It's at 334.39. He has lots of protection. The rest of us that took the directional trades bought at 323.97 with the under 30. Over 30 has moved up nicely. It's up 2.97% on the day, and this particular trade up 3.19% so far on the trade. And this orange line up here is my trailing stop level. As soon as I get to there, then my trailing stop rules kick into place. Not quite there, but great trade so far. David, Bacon Bandit, and myself, we did buy this higher low V1 on pins back here on the 12th of October. Bought it at 51.41. It's 53.45. I did sell half here on the 14th when it rejected the 50 SMA, which is a warning sign, but I did keep the other half, and so far this is up 1.48% today, and it is up 3.87% on the trade. Roku, it's been a great trade for Ava, David, Frank, Leva, Jonathan, and myself. We did buy this 4 days ago with a 520 crossover, bought here at 329.08. I like the sidewards motion in the value zone when the 520 crossover happened. 329.08. It's 341.10. It's up 5.15% just today. 3 profit targets, and this is up 3.67%. So great trade there as well. Overnight SPY trade was a losing trade. I did buy this Friday at the close at 445.87. It gapped down this morning before it reversed, so I got filled near the lows. I bought at 445.87, got filled at 444 even for a loss. Visa, David, Bacon Bandit, Ava, Dynamic Duo, Jonathan, Leva, and myself did buy this good risk to reward ratio, rejection of the 200-day moving average and the V2. Bought this at 225.07, has moved up like a rocket ship, got up to my 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. No profit targets today yet, but got close, but it is up to my trailing stop level, which is nice. So now my trailing stop rules kick in. So for tomorrow, for instance, if we had a close below the previous day's low, I would sell half. And this one is down 0.02% on the day, but on the trade up 2.55. So pretty good, healthy trade there. And then Apple, I had a day trade today on Apple that I will share with you. It was earlier in the morning. I didn't do a lot of day trading today, but I did buy Apple back here. When we had this 520 crossover, there was a bit of sidewards motion in the value zone. MACD was positive. I bought at 143.53. A couple bars later, I sold some at 144.79. A couple bars later, I sold at 145.14. 1 bar later, I sold at 145.34. got another one up here at 145.49, and then I got a close below the previous day's low. So in at 144.53, out at 144.79, out at 145.14, out at 145.29, out at 145.34, and out at 145.49. Ava is here. Nice to see you, Ava. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, my friend. Hope you're having a good trading day. Let's head on over and take a look at everyone else's positions, shall we? All right, Steve Burns did buy DDM yesterday, Friday, with the 1030 EMA crossover. He bought it at 75.40. It's 75.21. The Dow is down a little bit today, so down on the day slightly and slightly down on the trade. Nvidia, Steve Burns, and Ava did buy Nvidia with the 1050 EMA crossover. Ava bought it at 213. Steve bought it at 217.22. It's 222.70. It's up 1.86% today. So it's up both on the day and the trade, both for Steve and for Ava. Twitter, David bought Twitter here with a higher low close above the 200-day moving average. He bought it at 63.19, I believe. Yep, he bought that at 63.19. At 64.80, it's up 3.28% today. So beautiful trade on the day for David, and also on the day and on the trade. This is a monster move for Tom. I'm so glad this happened. This is a perfect example, everybody, of being in an uptrend, a return to value, sideways motion. Here was the V1 trigger. Tom bought it a couple days later. This bar right here did hold, and so he held, and look at this, up 17.35% today for Tom, and it's up 19.35% on the trade. So let's give Tom a round of applause. This is a perfect example of return to value, sideways motion. You know, when you contact me and you say, hey, it's got a V1 or a V2 in the value zone, this is what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for this sidewards motion here. That's what's important. That's the foundation where something can be built from and move up higher. And that's exactly what happened. Tom, I couldn't be happier for you. Way to go, bud. IWB, Steve Burns did buy IWB on Friday at 251.40. It's 252.15. It's up 0.82% on the day, and that's about the same on the trade. So way to go, Steve. IWM, Steve Burns and Lova bought IWM with the 1050 EMA crossover at 225.27. It is 224.94. Looks like Love is still up on the trade, excuse me, at 222.22, and I think Steve bought here at 225.27. So Steve down just a little bit, Love up, so a little down on the day and mixed on the trade. The Qs up 0.91% today. Steve did buy Qs with the 520 crossover at 368.78. It's 372.31. It's up 0.91% on the day and about the same on the trade. Boeing down today. Kamal bought Boeing all the way back here at 213. It's 216.01. It is down on the day, but it is still up on the trade. Zoom, big trade here for Tom. Triple bottom, bullish divergence, under 30, over 30 was his trigger. Bought at 256.74. It's 272.96. It's up 2.49% on the day, and it is up 6% even on the trade. So way to go, Tom. Tom's had some fantastic trades. Oh boy, we still have a lot more to go here. David bought Advanced Micro Devices, AMD, with a 520 crossover in the value zone, which is exactly where I like those crossovers to happen. Bought at 105.17. It's 116.50. It's up 3.92% just today, and up 9.71% on the trade. So nice going there. Sony, Steve Burns did buy Sony with the 520 crossover here at 111.66. It's 112.01. It's down a little on the day, but it is still up on the trade for Steve. AGQ, big Okay, wait, we've got two people here. Ava bought with an under 30, over 30 at 30.26. It's 35.23. So Ava on her remaining shares is up 14.22%. Steve did buy the 520 crossover at 36.19. Different signal, down a little bit today, down about 0.75%. So this one on the 520 crossover down on the day and down on the trade. XLRE having a big day. Love about XLRE back here at 44.86. It's 46.45. It's up over 0.5% today. And on the trade, love it is up 3.51%. EQIX, this one down today. Ava and Leva have it, but they bought it all the way back here at 750.30. It's 776.07. It's down 0.68% on the day. However, this particular trade is up 3.35% so far, which is wonderful. PayPal. Ava bought PayPal on Friday at 266.50. It's 269.13. It's up 0.29% today, so up on the day, up on the trade for Ava. Here is Eli Lilly. I have Michael Martin and Gary buying Eli Lilly all the way back here on the 23rd. Gary's here today, so he can tell me if he's still in the trade. Bought this at 232.08. It's 238.70. So for Michael and for Gary, this is up on the day and up on the trade if they are still in the trade. Frank bought Tel at 337. It's 373, so it's down a little bit on the day, but as far as the trade, it is up 9.65%. That is nothing to sneeze about. SCCO, Dynamic Duo, did buy SCCO with a 520 crossover at 59.49. It's 65.12. It's down 1.65% today on the day, but this particular trade up 8.71%. Wow, congratulations. TNA, Ava bought TNA all the way back here at 87. It's 89.72. It is a bit down on the day, but it is up on the trade, so congratulations, Ava. ARC, Steve bought ARC with a 520 crossover at 115.75. It's at 116.91. It's up 0.96% on the day and also on the trade. SPLX, Steve Burns bought SPLX, which is 3 times S&P. Bought this Friday at 119.25. It's currently 120.39. It's up 0.92%. Way to go, Steve. FVRR, Steve also bought Fiverr on Friday at 191.10. It's 195.89. It's up 2.34% on the day and about the same on the trade. Snap, we have Tom and we have Bacon Bandit with the 520 crossover at 74.90. It's 76.04. It is down on the day, but it is up on the trade. Nike looks like it's making a new high on the day. Jonathan, beautiful trade. Oh my gosh, all the way back here on October 1st. Bought it at 147 even. It's 159.24. It's up 0.78% so far on the day, and it is up 7.57% on the trade. And then lastly, INSP, Dynamic Duo, did buy INSP with a 520 crossover at 239.63. It's 248.46. It's up 1.26% on the day, and it is up 3.69%. So unbelievable trades, everybody. Proud of everyone. Glad you're having a really good trading day for the most part, looks like, right? Steve says monster trade on MTOM. Tom says just like I planned it, LOL. Kamal says nice trade, Tom. Jonathan D says nice trade, Tom. Ava says nice trade, Tom. And I 100% agree. All right, let's take a quick look again. Facebook doing good. Really nothing I have to do with Facebook as it is right now. Pins doing great. Not quite to trailing stop level, but now I did, if I rejected the 50 SMA today, I would be out of the trade because I would have 2 of 3 a rejection of the 50 RSI, which happened, and a rejection of the 50 SMA. So right now it has not rejected. Visa down a little bit, but I am in trailing stop mode at the moment, so that's great. All right, Frank has a poem for us. It's going to be good. You know what it is, so let's read it and see what it says. Today's poem. No trader should work without a shield. Trading is a special kind of battlefield. We take on daily challenges and never yield. Being market tested is how our true strength is revealed. Wow, that is wonderful. No trader should work without a shield. Trading is a special kind of battlefield. That's true. We take on daily challenges and never yield. Being market tested is how our true strength is revealed. How great is that, everybody? Unbelievable. So good. So great. Thank you, Frank. MPWR is Steve. Let's take a look at the 520. Yes, definitely does. Don't know how this back test, if this is, but yes, absolutely. 520 bullish engulfing bar over the 50 RSI MACD crossover. Looks good. Looks really good. Frank says, great trade, Tom. I could not agree more. Paxton says, thanks, Frank. Brilliant as usual. I 100% agree. Okay, well, let's look at the indexes, shall we? Big, strong move here on the S&P. We broke over this new high now. We have all that support below us. We're at 59.59 RSI. We have not yet become overbought. So good, 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 good. Let's look at the Qs. Q's doing great. Looks like we still, yeah, we're not quite, we have quite not tested resistance over here, but we do have the 520 crossover that happened on Friday up strongly. This looks good. Dow Jones, let's take a look at the Dow, the diamonds. Still down a little bit, but well off of its lows. So Steve says MPWR backtest with a 13% risk to reward ratio and a 35% win rate. So let's put that on the list. MPWR. Good. We'll have that to look at as well. Frank says, thank you, Greg, Paxton, and Dan. Let me do just a little bit of math here on MPWR. And what I'm doing, I'm taking my maximum allowed loss, which a good rule of thumb is like 1% of your capital, and dividing it by the value of the 2 ATR. That's going to tell me how many shares to buy. So let's just say, for example, I had $100,000. 1% of that's 1,000. I take 1,000, and then I divide it by the value of the 2 ATR divided by 26.04, and that would tell me to buy exactly 38 shares. And those amount of shares is being adjusted for all the volatility and for the percentage of what you say is going to be your maximum allowed loss. Maximum allowed losses don't happen very often. They happen about 5% of the time, but they do happen. You've seen them here. That's why I use an emergency stop for my maximum allowed loss and end of day stop as well. Steve says MPWR has a 99 IBD rating for those that care about fundamentals. Wow, that's pretty. That means it's in the top 1% of all stocks from a fundamental standpoint. Nice crossover today. MACD crossover over the 50 RSI. Let's check out the weekly. Weekly is up at the second ATR channel. It does have earnings on the 27th, but that's a little ways away. So yeah, that looks good. Tracy said, can you tell me if PLCE rejected the 50 RSI today? It's going to be close. I don't think it did. 49.27 is what I have it at, Tracy. So no, it did not. It did not reject as of yet. Okay, everybody. So listen, before we start looking at our end of day trades today, I do like to cover a little bit about trader psychology. It is the most important skill you'll ever learn in trading, is creating a plan, following your plan. You know, I have my favorite Facebook and Twitter channels that I like to follow, that I like to pull from. If I read something that's helpful for me, I hope it's helpful for you, and that's why I share it. This is from Anthony Crudell. Over on Twitter, you can follow him at Anthony Crudell. It's a great channel. He's a futures trader. He's an educator, has a lot of great content. So do yourself a favor and go subscribe to Anthony Crudell over on Twitter and follow what he says. Read it, internalize it, and put it to use. Let's see what Anthony has to say today. In trading, we can't prevent ourselves from having emotions, but we can control our actions when we recognize our emotions. Hey, you're human. You're going to have emotions, right? You're going to get excited. You're going to get depressed. Hey, I'm making a lot of money. Hey, I'm losing a lot of money. You are human. We are not robots, and we are definitely going to have emotions. But from a trading perspective, it's okay to have those emotions. It really is. However, you have to identify that you are having an emotion and not act on it. That's the key. But we can control our actions when we recognize our emotions. You know, some traders wear heart rate monitors, and if their heart rate gets over a certain amount beats per minute, then they know that they're too excited. They know that they're having a nervous system response, and maybe their position size is too big, or maybe the losses are too large, and therefore they take action based upon that. But it's all about, understanding your emotions, feeling your emotions. I think everyone out there understands that feeling of like, oh, I'm losing too much, or oh man, I'm doing great, and you're feeling bulletproof. So the takeaway here is that we are all going to have emotions from trading. I mean, that's all trading really is, but we have to control those emotions, and we have to recognize that we're having those emotions and not act on those emotions. That's key. So in trading, we can't prevent ourselves from having emotions, but we can control our actions when we recognize our emotions. So be on the lookout, be sensitive to your emotions and how you're feeling, and if that's putting you in some kind of danger zone, either to the upside or the downside. But please follow Anthony Crudell at Anthony Crudell over on Twitter. Thanks, Anthony. That was helpful for me. I hope it was helpful for everyone else. Steve says, or Frank says, thanks for that, Steve. Love hearing the fundamental side. I agree. Steve says, SPCE bounced to the 30 RSI. Yes, it did. It's on my list today. Tracy Hall says, TER has a 520 crossover. It does. Let me see if I can pull up ETF replay. And that's TER, right? So I'm using ETF replay here by permission. It's a great backtesting platform. Let's test the 520 EMA, day of cross, backtest. And yeah, backtest great. 104% compared to buy and hold, 46.4, 37% win rate, has about a 2-to-1 profit factor. So yeah, that one backtest well. Let's look at the charts again. It's moved pretty far prior to that 520 crossover. It has earnings today. Whether that was this morning or whether it's tonight, I don't really know. Weekly, back in the value zone, but of course I wouldn't get involved in Teradyne if it has earnings this evening. If it was this morning, then that's fine, but I'm not sure. Maybe someone could look at that. Steve says SSO now has a 1030 crossover. Let's look at the SSO chart, or let's look at the 1030 crossover chart, I mean. 10 and 30. So yes, here it is. The pink line is crossing over the gray line. For me, however, this is beyond what I can take because we're at the second ATR channel. I don't take crossovers if they're at the second ATR channel or higher, but that's just me. Steve says TQQQ, which is triple leverage Qs. Keep that in mind, everyone. Has a 520 crossover. Yes, it does have a 520 crossover for sure, right near that second ATR channel. So a little extended for me to get interested. Tracy says, I'm just the messenger. LOL. Paxton Hall is finding them and I'm helping work them up. Nice. Ava says SQ has a 520 crossover. I like this one. Yep. 520 crossover in the value zone, also to trigger a fractal over here. Here's a high, two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is right in the value zone, moving up. And yeah, that looks pretty good, Ava. Tracy says our charts show, okay, that might be correct. You can see mine here show this today. You might want to get some double confirmation on that, whether or not earnings really are today or on the 26th. Tracy said, Tracy, same earnings shown on TrendSpider as well. Okay, so there's two confirmations there. Most likely earnings are there, but please, go and verify, look it up online, make sure that that's the case. All right, well, let's take a look and start looking at some potentials here. I have DocuSign with a higher low V2. Here's day one, here's day two. Day two washes out one, three closing above day one's close. It is a higher low V1 for sure. We went under 50, over 50. We're at 51.49. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is above the 50 RSI, did reject the -1 ATR channel. Doesn't really look too bad. My only concern with this is that we're getting real close to the 1 ATR channel. I generally won't buy a higher low V1 if it's above the 1 ATR channel, but it's not there yet. My stop on this particular trade, if I were to buy it, would be, my end of day stop would be here, halfway of the washout bar. And that would be the point that I was looking at there. But let's move on, see if we can see something else. Shopify has a 520 crossover today, getting pretty close to that second ATR channel. Let's take a look and see if how Shopify backtest with the 520 crossover. It does backtest positively, 704%, not anywhere near to buy and hold, but that still shows that there's an edge in taking the crossover. This one may be a little high for me. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly looks good, smack dab in the value zone for sure. It's just a little extended. See, we've moved this far in order to get that 520 crossover to happen. And that's what's concerning to me. I like when they come in the value zone. I like when they move sideways, then have the crossover after the sideways motion. That always makes for an easier move up. I just feel like it's a little chasey at this point, but that's just my style of trading and how I view things. Pfizer, under 30, over 30. Really great risk to reward ratio here. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly has just been a straight move down. It is down on the day. I don't like it being down on the day, but the Dow is down. But we are starting to move down. First time we've had a little sideways motion, right? well, I guess we had a little here, then we continued down sideways motion, but it does have a under 30 over 30, so that one does kind of make sense to me. We were talking the other day about ATR divergences. Look at this low here. We're below the negative third ATR channel. Look at this low here. We're lower, but we're only at the second negative 2 ATR channel. That's called an ATR divergence. Looks like we have an RSI divergence here as well. This RSI level here was deeper than this one, even though we're lower. And let me just make sure that we have an under 30 over 30 here, just to be clear. Yeah, we did. So, you know, I do like Pfizer. From a risk to reward standpoint, it does kind of make sense to me. Here is SPCE, which is under 30 over 30 that Steve Burns had mentioned. Let's just verify that and see if it went under 30. It looks like it bounced right at the 30, Steve. It looks like the RSI level is about 30 RSI. Big gap here. A lot of times those gaps tend to get filled, but not always. Let's look over at the weekly. Weekly doesn't really show me anything specific. I'd like if it rejected the negative 2 ATR channel. I like those convergences. I think I'm going to pass on Virgin Galactic. I think it's a little scary. PayPal, retest of the 200-day moving average. Went underneath it earlier. Now we're back above it. It's up 0.44% today. So that one is definitely a possibility. Ava's already in that. Walmart did have a close back over the 200-day moving average on Friday. Now we are nice big up day, 0.88% today. We are running into the resistance of the negative 1 ATR channel, or the 1 ATR channel. We have the 100-day above. Let's back test Walmart. On the 200 and see what this looks like. Oh, that's right. This one back tests negatively off of the 200. So it doesn't show that there's an edge there. So I'll get rid of Walmart right now. XLU, intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. We're kind of back at support of these support levels there. It is down today. Let's check and see about XLU off of the 200. I believe this one back tests well. It does. 153%. So I do like the intraday rejection there. Let's take a peek at the weekly. Weekly has been kind of holding this range here. I kind of like it, to be honest with you. Keep in mind, I have all those other stocks. I have all those other tech stocks. So, you know, my view here is that kind of the lens I'm looking at is to kind of get something that's not as correlated. And then here we go, monolithic power that Steve pointed out with the 520 crossover, really, really strong, good fundamentals from IBD. Just a little high for me, on the weekly. I don't really like buying something on the weekly that's at the second ATR channel, and this kind of has rejected it already. Doesn't mean it can't go higher. It certainly could go higher, but you know, that's just how I prune down my potentials. We had a big down bar there a few weeks ago. Halfway that is pretty close to that right now. So me personally, I think I'm going to pass on MPWR. Looking back at DocuSign here, nice higher low V2. The weekly looks decent, but a little stretchy. Shopify with the 520 crossover looks like having a little issues with the 50 SMA, so that is a touch concerning for me. Pfizer, I like that it's kind of stopped going down and started to create a range here. It is down, but the Dow is down today. I do kind of like Pfizer. Space, SPCE, I am going to get rid of that. PayPal. Makes sense, but I've already got tech. XLU, I do like the bounce of the 200-day moving average and that we've come 50%. Here's the low, here's the high. We've retraced about 50% from the low of the range to the higher range. So there's some Fibonacci that's kicking in at that level as well. And then MPWR, I think I'm going to pass on that one for the reasons that I just mentioned. And I think I'm going to pass on SHOP. And I am going to pass on DocuSign. Big day. Could keep moving up, no doubt about it. But I like I'm looking for the better risk to reward ratio. So here we have Pfizer. I like Pfizer with the under 30, over 30. And I like XLU with rejection of the 200. So for me today, XLU and Pfizer, I'm going to buy a half position of both. What's half of that? Okay. Yeah. All right. So let me come over here and take care of some things in this account. Okay. All right, so Pfizer and XLU is what I'm putting up here to take a look at. And these will both be half positions if they hold. All right, let's see. Anything with Facebook? Nope, looks good. Anything with pins? Nope, looks good. Roku, Monster today. That looks great. SPY, of course, I'm buying that after hours as usual. Visa down just a little bit today, but nothing I have to do there. So I am looking at Pfizer here today. If it holds the 30 RSI, it went under 30, over 30. I like that it's making a little bit of a range here. And then XLU with the rejection of the 200, my end of day stop would be a close below the 200-day moving average. Mike wants to look at TT. Looks good. I like the V1, the close back over the 200-day moving average. Let's see if we can backtest that, Mike, and see if there's any actual edge in that 200. Trade desk. Oh no, TT, right? TT. Oh yeah, I don't have a TT, so I'm unable to backtest that, unfortunately. VJ, good to see you. Can you check out Starbucks? Yes, I can. Yeah, had that rejection of the 200-day moving average on Friday. Big update today. I feel like it's maybe a little chasey at this point. Let's see if we can backtest that. SBUX. Does backtest well off the 200, so that is a good sign. We're a little bit back up in here into some kind of the resistance level. You know, if I bought this, I would use a close below the 200-day moving average as my stop. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly's consolidating, certainly could move up. So yeah, it looks good. I mean, from my perspective, it's a little chasey. Tracy says, has everyone hit the thumbs up button? Aw, thanks, Tracy. Nice of you. Unreal. Let's see. XLU and PFE. Okay. All right, so again, I'm looking at Pfizer today as long as it closes above the 30 RSI. I'm looking at XLU as long as it holds above the 200-day moving average. Way to go, Tom. What a great trade on Macy's. My gosh, that's beautiful. All right, let me get a little drink of water here. So all current positions that I have here look great. There's nothing I have to do with them. Facebook, fine, almost to 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. Pins, one profit target there, not quite there, but doing well. Roku is a monster of all monsters. That's not true. Macy's way more of a monster, but still a monster. SPY, buying that at the close, and then Visa down a little bit today, did hit trailing stop levels. So again, looking at Pfizer, as long as it holds above 30 right now, it's has a 30 handle. So if it closed under 30, I wouldn't buy it. And then XLU, if it closes under the 200, I won't buy it. So those are the two I'm looking at, Pfizer and XLU. I like the risk to reward ratios on both. What's everyone else looking at today? Anyone have some ideas of what they're looking at? Steve? Or Kamal or Ava? Or Tom or anyone? What's your opinion on PLE? Is it just PLE, Trace? I don't have that symbol available to me. Maybe you could double check. PLCE. That makes more sense. My opinion on this, Tracy, is that I'm glad that we came down, we double tested this bottom. I'm glad that we have the 200-day moving average underneath us as support. I don't like we're halfway of the big down bar that happened on Friday. We've got stuck there. If we look at the weekly, we have the 200 week above it as resistance. So me personally, no, I don't like it because of that reason. Bumble, I don't know. Yeah, Kamal, I can't pull up Bumble on the chart, unfortunately. On my charts, I don't have Bumble, unfortunately. Yeah, 5150. Let me check over here, see where it's at. BMBL. Is that what it is? BMBL? BMBL. Oh, that's why. BMBL. There we go. And Bumble is at 51.36. And Kamal bought it at 51.50. So down just a smidge. So again, I'm just looking at Pfizer with an under 30 over 30, looking at XLU with the rejection of the 200-day moving average. Frank says, Ava, I like the SQ crossover. So let's take a look at that again. Yep, there it is. And it's a fractal. Here's a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. Did trigger the fractal today and the 520 crossover. If we look at the weekly smack dab in the value zone with the moving averages below it. So that all looks pretty good. Pins. Let's take a look and see if we can backtest this. 520 exponential run back test, and yes, it does backtest well. 179.4 compared to 88.5. Drawdown is only 33% compared to minus 70. Yeah, that's a good backtest. Trader Harnett is here. Good to see you, Trader Harnett. Thank you for coming as always. Hello all. NIO trading above 50 EMA now. Okay, let's take a look. NIO trading way above the 50 EMA. Huge move up. Do you have that, Trader Harnett? I hope so. Ava says in square at 249 average cost, realizing I'm a bit too heavy on tech positions. Frank says the fractal is the cherry on top. Fractal never hurts. Oh, good. Boeing went positive on the day. Zoom looks like it's making a high on the day. This is all great news. Roku making a high on the day. Steve says NIO has a nice 520 EMA crossover last week as well. Yep, that happened on Friday, and it took off from there. Amazon super strong. Big, I mean, just huge move up on Amazon. My gosh. About 5 minutes to go. So I'm just going to turn my attention here to Pfizer is holding the 30 RSI. XLU is still holding the 200. So probably time for me to get in here and do my trades. So Pfizer, I'm buying a half a position of Pfizer. And I am buying a half position in XLU. Trader Harnett says ESEA. ESEA breakout retest setup. ESEA. Okay, well there you go. Up nicely, up 8.37% today. John, good to see you. KLIC. I don't really see anything on KLIC here, John. It's still under the 30 RSI. I mean, you could use the 250-day moving average as a stop there, but ideally I'd like to see that get above 30 RSI to get that support underneath us. All right, so I already bought XLU, I already bought Pfizer. Trader Harnett says zoom out a bit. How's that, Trader Harnett, to see the breakout retest? Well, we're right off the 250. I mean, that 250 gives it, no. Yeah, okay, sorry. ESEA. Yeah, here was the previous high over here. That's going to act as support. We did come down, we tested it and bounced off it. Yes, you're 100% correct, Trader Harnett. This is what he's talking about. The breakout, we broke out over this resistance. Now it's going to become support below us. That's what he's saying. All right, Pfizer still holding. XLU still holding. And we have about 30 seconds to go, everyone. All right, that is it for the day. Where's my rings? There they are. All right, so today I did buy the overnight SPY trade at 447.19. I bought XLU at 65.08. I bought Pfizer at half position, by the way, 41.32. So let's see, Pfizer. I bought Pfizer today at 41.32. I bought XLU at 65.08. let's see, SPY, oh yeah, SPY 447.19. All right, so yeah, SPY at 447.19, XLV, or XLU, excuse me, at 65.08, and Pfizer at 41.30, 41.32. So, yep, looks like a good trading day for everyone. Really glad to see that. If any of my students, past or current, have any new entries they would like me to update on the board, if you could please put them in the live stream chat now, I will get them all updated momentarily. Just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I teach a great course. It's a total of 15 hours, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. I teach you all 5 of the trading approaches I've used over the last 25 years as a full-time stock trader. It's a wonderful course. It will make you a better trader. I promise you that. It does cost $1,750, but I believe it's worth every single penny. So if you are interested and you would like to become a better trader, just email me. The email's in the link of this description of this YouTube video. Just when you email me, say, Greg, I'm potentially interested in taking your class. I'll say, great, let's set up a Skype call. Skype call is not a sales call. It's just so that you and I can get together, talk a little bit about your trading, your challenges, your goals. It's a good time for you to ask me questions. And then when we're done with the call, think about it as long as you want. And one day, if the feeling grabs you and you said, today's the day, just email me back. We'll get it scheduled and away we will go. Secondly, I do have a great online course available over on udemy.com. It's a wonderful course. I've got so many good reviews from around the world, great feedback. I teach you how to teach the deep dip buy stock trading approach, and a lot of the trades that I have here are using that today. And the best news is that it's like $12 or $15 depending on the day on Udemy, and you get lots of content, 9.5 hours of video, 26 videos total, 15 study guides. It's a great course. It will make you a much better trader or a great trader, and it's so affordable. So take advantage of that, and the link to the Udemy course is in the description. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel. It helps to keep the channel around, helps to keep the channel alive, and it lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. So if you could do that, I would really, really appreciate it. Okay, here we go. Kamal, I did not keep Bumble. Okay, I couldn't put it up there anyway. Sorry, buddy. Gary says, I am out of Lily. Okay. So Gary is out of Lily. He's in Pfizer and in XLU. Okay. Gary is in Pfizer and in XLU. Okay. Steve says, I exited Sony after the loss of yesterday's low with a 0.34% gain. So Steve is out of Sony with a gain. All right, good trade, Steve. Steve says, I exited IWM for a 0.09% loss. Okay. And so we'll take Steve off of that. Tracy is out of SCCO. Nice trade. Really great trade, Tracy and Paxton. Okay, MPWR. And Tracy is in at 489.83. 489.83. Dynamic duo. 520 cross. Okay. In square as well. SQ 251.97. Oh, it's a good entry. 251. I'm starting to not be able to see. Let's see. 251.97. Dynamic duo 520. Okay. Steve says I'm long pins. Okay, so we have pins over here. And so, oh boy, let's see. That's right at that profit target. So let's see if we can get this straightened out. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is this. Where did Steve go? 53, 53, 59. Okay, and then I'll put up here Steve 53, 59, 520. Okay. Now let's put that there. Okay, good. Got you there, Steve. Bacon Bandit is an XLU. Okay, good luck to us on that. Frank is an SQ at the close. Gary says, thanks, Greg. Have a great day, everyone. You as well. Tom is out of Snap. Where did our Snap go? Okay, take Tom out of Snap then. Mike Leva is an XLU. Okay. Steve says AGQ lost Friday's low by a penny at the close. I may exit at the open if it's lower tomorrow morning. Okay, sounds good. You just let us know, Steve. Let's see what's happening after hours. SPY is down a little bit. All right, so listen, if you have any more comments or questions or any more entries or exits for me, go ahead, put them in the live stream. In the meantime, I'll read this. It's something I like to read every day. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfeld. I think it's a great saying. I think it's something that we should all try to incorporate into our lives. Try to go out and do something nice for another human being today. If possible, go out and try to do something nice for an animal today. It will make the human feel better, animal feel better, you feel better. It's a win-win all around, but I just think it's a good thing to incorporate in your life. So please try to keep that in mind. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Have a great day, traders. Thank you, Kamal. Appreciate that, bud. And yeah, great job, everybody, on wonderful trading day. Glad that there's a lot of green there. Glad to see these positions moving up for you. The swing trades have been kind of rough lately, but the last few days they've been pretty great. Tracy says, thank you, Greg, from both Paxton, Hall, and myself. You are welcome, Tracy, and I appreciate you both being here. So have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, drive safe. If you could, try to remember, hit the thumbs up button before you get out of here. That would be helpful for me. And yeah, we'll see if this rally can continue tomorrow. So again, thank you so much for coming, and hope to see you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.